Hello everybody, I am Retrospective for those of you who do not know me. Ever since I rebranded this channel and started collecting old video games, this video right here has always sort of been the goal. So after a lot of hard work and hours put in, and if at any point I catch your interest, feel free to leave a like and subscribe because more video game retrospectives are on the horizon. This is only the beginning. So today, I will be speaking about a game that needs no intro, a game that turned 23 years old this very August, a game I just realized is only 2 months older than I am. Without further ado, this is a classic Mafia retrospective. So the game starts off with a prologue like many other games starts, and it starts on a night like any other in 1938, of course, whatever that means, right? In a lonely diner in Lost Haven where the game takes place. It's a fictional version of like New York, a Chicago kind of base city. So the main protagonist, Tommy Angelo, came into a diner where Detective Norman is waiting. Tommy takes off his coat, he sits down, he starts speaking with the detective, and they both end up speaking about how they normally would not be seen with the likes of each other. And eventually, within the conversation, Tommy offers a business proposition.
Got a business proposition for you, Detective.
I ain't no businessman. And even if I were, I wouldn't be doing business with the likes of you.
I don't usually do business with your kind either. But this is a bit of a strange deal. Good for you and your superiors, and good for me. It concerns a certain kind of trade.
So, in order to understand what this business proposition consists of and whatnot, he had to go all the way back and explain himself. Tommy held a high position in a not-so-legal organization that he no longer wants to be associated with because at this point in time, he is still sort of associated with them as he's telling this to Detective Norman. Tommy speaks about how he has a family and doesn't want them to get wrapped in all of this. They speak a bit more, and Tommy finally brings up the name Salieri.
So here's the deal. Does the name Salieri mean anything to you?
Salieri? It damn well does. You got something in common with him?
Detective Norman seemed kind of shocked. Tommy asked for protection for him and his family in exchange for information on all the ins and outs about what he learned from Salieri. Or his time working with Salieri is a better way of saying that. Which then leads to Chapter 1. The missions in this game are basically, they're not numbered. They go by like chapters. They're mainly referred to by chapters. So that's how we're going to refer to them if and ever I have to. Alright, so Chapter 1. An offer you cannot refuse, aka the first mission. We're in Lost Haven. It is 1930, 8 years previous to when Tommy and Detective Norman are speaking. It is late at night, and Tommy is driving his taxi through dimly lit streets. The economy's rough, but a taxi driver's work is what keeps the bread on the table. While on his break from work on this late night, all of a sudden gunshots ring out while tires screech, which then led to a crash. Two mobsters, Paulie and Sam, stagger from around the corner, desperate and with a gun aimed at Tommy. They leap into Tommy's cab.
Where to?
Anywhere. Fast. I hope you're damn fast. Faster than Sam here was.
I burned rubber out of there like a bat out of hell. It didn't matter where, just away from those gentlemen who were chasing my new customers.
This directly leads into the first part of the mission where you actually get to control the character. And yeah, so the point now is we have to escape the goons that were chasing Sammy and Paulie. After some getting used to the old PC controls and some negative feedback from Sammy and Paulie,
Idiot, go!
Can't you go any faster? Take this! You're gonna kill us faster than they will.
I finally lose the heat chasing us, where then Paulie asks us to take them to Salieri's bar. So after a short drive, I finally get there, or so I thought, because as soon as I pulled up, I crashed into a building. And what I did not know up until this point, but I sure did remember after the fact, was that first, Sam had only 3 HP points left. and 2, that you take damage from crashing into solid objects at high speeds. So do the NPCs that are in your car. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, I did have to replay that entire mission. But anyways, once we finally get to Salieri's bar on the second try, Sam and Paulie get out. They ask us to wait so we can get something from Mr. Salieri as a little thank you. A little while passes while Tommy smokes a cigarette in the car. Then Sam comes out, but when he comes out, he's reaching into his tuxedo. Mind you, Tommy is already shaken up from the whole ordeal. He is only a cab driver. So the whole scene plays out in a dramatic slow motion effect, right? While Tommy is basically having a panic attack the whole time in his head. He's thinking he's about to get smoked. But before Tommy could even turn the car on, Sam makes it to the window and pulls out an envelope with money in order to cover the damages of the taxi and to thank us for our services back there. Mr. Salieri is grateful and will help Tommy in the future if need be, as Sam so graciously mentions.
Mr. Salieri wants you to know that he is very grateful to you. If you ever need anything, you can come back and ask for help, because Mr. Salieri doesn't forget about friends who have helped him out. If you're interested, maybe we could find a job for you here, and it would pay well. We always have positions for guys as good as you.
Okay, okay. I'll think about it. Thanks. Really, thanks. I'd better go to fix the car and so on.
All right. I understand.
Yeah, this
Just
was all
think
on our
about
break.
it.
We still
And
got
I hope
taxi
it's
in
clear
the
that this matter is only between ourselves. You take care, kid.
Tommy then pulls off into the night, still shaken up from the whole ordeal. And then some time passes. We see him in his apartment. Later on, he was surprised to see how much money was actually in the envelope. Way more needed than for the repairs to his cab. Tommy is reflecting about how he would never take the offer of a job from such an organization, thus saying this line.
My mother always said, you can never predict what God has in store for you.
Alright, so chapter 2 is called Running Man, and it continues right afterwards. The year hasn't changed. I will only mention that if it changes. It commences with Tommy continuing to taxi around the city as if it were any other day. So the taxi runs were not all too pleasant, not the most exciting of missions, obviously, but they would not have been that bad if this game's mechanic, where if you remove the speed limiter on the car, there's a chance of you being wanted by the cops. The chance is extremely high, and it's extremely fucking annoying. It did not happen this time around. Fortunately this time, not unfortunately. But even though it didn't happen, the NPCs you drive around will make it clear and known if you are driving like a madman. You may possibly even lose some of your fare. I'm not sure about that though, because I didn't drive the NPCs to that point of insanity. I actually drove like a regular human being. So finally, after Tommy finishes a few fares, he stops to take a break, which leads to this cutscene.
I need a coffee break. I had a cup of
hitting the
coffee and
reverse
relaxed
button
in
and
the
he kept
car
getting out of the
while I was
car.
waiting to see if I could get another customer.
I don't know
I
what
noticed
that
I
was
wasn't
about.
far from Salieri's bar.
And then as soon as he gets back in, his left driver's seat window is bashed in with a baseball bat, and Tommy is pulled out by a bunch of men out of his cab. Apparently, these were some of Mr. Morello's men, who were the ones chasing Paulie and Sam in the mission prior. Tommy doesn't know that though, and didn't know that at the time. They remembered Tommy's license plate and then hunted Tommy down for some revenge. After this cutscene, you are thrown directly into the mission, where you then have to haul ass to the Salieri's bar, while getting chased and shot at by the group of men that you pissed off. We bob and weave through alleys while following the giant green arrow showing where to go. I'm pretty sure since this mission was one of the first, that's the only time we ever got directions like that, and I don't think I recall ever seeing that arrow again. Just by the way. For the second time in this walkthrough though, which I was just 47 minutes into the whole game, by the way, I get mere inches away from Salieri's bar before my health drops from 18 to 0 with 1 or 2 shots, and Tommy dies. On the second try, I made it with 10 health, which then commences the cutscene where 2 of the goons enter and get disposed of. They dumb enough to go in there though. Like, did they not read that it was Salieri's bar? Disposed of. They have been disposed of. Basically, thus getting rid of our issue because we made it on time to Salieri's bar. Tommy lost his taxi driver job due to his boss not wanting someone who has Tommy's quote-unquote connections to the mob, even though it's all been kind of coincidence by now. So after this, Tommy thinks he has nothing to lose and decides what's the harm in working for Mr. Salieri. He also now, I guess, changes his motto where he apparently says,
So like I always say, better to die young and loaded.
One quick final cutscene plays where some of Mr. Salieri's men are actually disposing of the bodies this time, hauling them towards a truck. What happens to the bodies of those two NPCs, we never find out, but I'm assuming in a body of water with some concrete boots. The next mission starts off with a cutscene that plays where Tommy officially meets Mr. Salieri. He speaks about the family and how he will give him a shot. Besides us knowing Paulie and Sam already, Salieri introduces us to Frankie, his right-hand man, and the one who handles the legal side of the business. The one behind the bar is Luigi, while also mentioning two people we have yet to meet, Vincenzo and Ralph, who we will meet rather quickly soon afterwards. Salieri gets the formalities out of the way when he then quickly starts specifying our first job. Gets right down to business. We now have to go to one of Morello's bars and destroy the lot of his henchmen's cars parked out behind it. Frankie then tells Salieri
He
this.
seemed hesitant. He's just accepting now because he has no choice.
We'll see, Frank. We'll see.
Well,
I'm more
obviously
concerned
we
about what
joined
Morello's
because
problem
we have
is.
no choice.
Does
That
he
much is
really
obvious.
want to start a war?
In the next cutscene, Paulie then leads us to meet Vincenzo, the guy who supplies the weapons when needed.
He gets you whatever you want. Tommy guns to cannons. When he can set you up. I always pay him a visit before a job. Buongiorno, Vincenzo.
Ciao, Paulie.
Ciao, Paulie.
This here's Tom. Just started up with us.
Pleased to meet you, Tom. What can I do for the both of you?
We got a job to do.
What can I
We
do
need
for the
something
both
to
of
write
yous?
off a few cars.
This classic piece of sports equipment should do the job, and if not, I've mixed up a few cocktails.
We can take the cocktails, man. Molotovs. Next cutscene introduces Ralph, the car guy who will make any car we steal our own and supply us with the cars for missions. Use out of it.
Ralph, who
Baseball
I'll introduce you
and
to, is a complete idiot, but he's got a
being
special
our
way with
peoples.
cars. I don't get how such a moron could know anything about anything. But that's the way it goes sometimes.
That is the way it goes sometimes.
Visit.
Oh,
How you all
it's
doing,
a
Paulie?
stutter.
Hey, Ralphie.
It's a
Yeah, I
stutter.
see you're still limping, so we got two cripples working here.
That's right, but I ain't a fool. Ralph, this is Tom. If you bring him a stolen car, Tommy, I'll make it your own, and no one will know the difference. Ralph, Tom and me have a job to do. You're supposed to have some wheels for us?
Right. Here it is. It ain't no hot rod, but it should really do for you.
Thanks, Ralphie. Let's go.
After getting a baseball bat from Vincenzo and a car from Ralph, we are then thrown into the mission where we now have to drive to Morello's bar to destroy the cars. We get to the bar and Tommy gets out with a bat, where we then knock out a person watching over the lot and then get to beating the shit out of the vehicles, basically. After a few hits, I realized it would be a lot more efficient, though, to throw Molotov cocktails that Vincenzo had given us earlier. Much better results. We then head back to Salieri's bar, which then starts another cutscene. I was about to say, like, damn, what do it take?
So we're back, boss.
I guess we could have went through the front door,
Wonderful.
but that's fine.
Take a seat. It all went well?
Sure, boss, he's a natural. Before they could say cannolis, they were wheelers.
See, on the PS2
Before they
version,
could
this
recover,
dude's
we
face
were
was
gone.
cleared out right here. It was like in the shadows.
Rello's probably
Why
pretty
was the
pissed
game
right
so
now.
dark? I don't get it.
Really? I'm glad to hear it.
He's one tough customer.
In that case, welcome to the family,
another one.
Tommy. You've passed the first
It's
test.
an honor, sir.
And now we've got a new member.
I like to take him into the outfit, boss. You can see he ain't scared, and he's done real good.
You didn't disappoint me, Tommy.
We celebrate a job well done, and the mission ends there. On to the next chapter. So after that very quick mission, we start the next mission, which is the fourth one, and it is called Ordinary Routine. The first mission cutscene plays. Salieri starts speaking on our next job. I'll be visiting 2 restaurants and a motel in order to collect some protection money. Frank gives an example.
You may have heard about how criminals can prey on businesses using various threats. That certainly isn't the case with us. People who pay us receive services, which the police certainly can't provide them with. Last month, for example, Sam and Paulie here solved a serious problem with violence in a delightful restaurant. The owner is now satisfied that nothing of that sort will happen there again.
I am told I will be the driver, and then we get put directly into the mission. So we gotta leave out the back of Salieri's restaurant, and we will have to start getting used to this because basically every mission after that we have to come around back to get a car from Ralph. It's not necessarily the most annoying thing in the world actually, and Ralph's pretty damn chill, to be honest with you. It's ironic I said that because actually after the first time I walked out the restaurant doing this mission, I immediately hit Ralph by accident. So Sam and an NPC I seem to think was Vincenzo start blasting at me because I hit Ralph. They definitely stand on business when it comes to the family. Anyways, after failing the mission, because obviously they did not stop shooting me until I was dead, I then proceeded to do the mission that I was supposed to do. Before we continue, Ralph showed me how to pick a lock on cars in order to steal them. We then go up to Vincenzo's where he then gives me a revolver. Not bad. Paulie and Sam are tagging along and we head out. After struggling with some of my keybinds because I tried to use a controller on the PC version of this game, even though I wasn't really meant to do that, I got arrested and caught and had to restart the mission. I'm pretty sure I switched to using mouse and keyboard after this, or on the very next mission. I'm not too sure. We pull up to the first spot where I park, and Paulie gets out and goes to get what he has to collect. We go to the second spot, which is in the Hoboken area of the map. And then after this, we go straight to the final spot, which is the motel. It's outside of the town, which does not show up on the map in-game. But fun fact, if you have the physical map that came in the PS2 version, or I'm assuming the box PC version back in the day of this game, it would have a little square on the map zoomed in showing like these out of bounds areas that, you know, we don't see on the in-game map. So after a somewhat long drive, and with my car refusing to go up some steep hills, making it an even longer drive, we finally reach the destination. The next cutscene starts. Okay, there we go. I gotta use the bathroom, so after this mission, you know what it is.
Wait for us here, Tom. We'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Let's go.
That was not fire, I'm not gonna lie to you. My mouse is near my mic, so y'all can probably hear every click I make when I do that. Bro's just smoking his cigarette. I gotta pee, man. No, like, this shit's serious. I might have to go after this cutscene. One energy drink. One energy drink is all it took. Nah, I drink a lot of water. Oh, shit popping off.
Shit! Bastards!
Damn, I forgot his name. Is he
Tom,
Sam or is he Paulie?
I took one.
He might be Paulie.
It
Jesus
hurts.
Christ, Paulie!
Paulie, he's Paulie. There you go. Then the most gangster dude came out holding his piece sideways, talking about relaying the message to Salieri that this isn't his turf anymore. I find this dude coming out holding his gun sideways to be one of the funniest things. I didn't notice the first time I played through it, because, like, why is he holding the shit sideways? It's 1930. You know what I mean? I guess that's how they did it back then, just as well as how people do it now. I'm not sure how accurate that is for someone in the 1930s, like I was saying, but whether it is accurate or not, I'm gonna let it slide. That shit was cool, and bro got it. Anyways, the guy walks back in after not shooting the both of us for some reason, which is another thought. Like, he had us both right there. Why not pop us right there? Some people aren't always violent, though, so that makes sense. So yeah, after he leaves us there, just not dead, we obviously not letting that sweet shit slide, right? So once we take control of Tommy again, we now have to go in and rescue Sam, who is still inside the motel. We go around back and hardcore parkour our way up some boxes and jump onto the second floor balcony. After infiltrating the motel, we shoot through the motel while looking for Sam, making our way downstairs. We pick Sam up and try to escort him when one of our enemies comes from behind Tommy and punches the shit out of him, making him fly backwards. After we take care of the guy that sucker punched us, we talk to Sam again when the weakest motherfucker comes through the door holding a briefcase and pointing a gun at us, acting and speaking sporadically while dishing empty threats.
Okay.
Don't move, scumbag, or I'll fill you with holes.
Oh yeah, it's this white dude.
Come on,
This
just try it. You won't get past me.
This
Sure
paranoid
thing,
Caucasian.
Just stay cool. Everything's okay. Just go. No problem.
Just try it.
Just try it.
No.
He apparently has the money we came to collect, so we then have to chase after him in a car chase. Obviously, he got away the first time, literally only because when I caught up, my car flipped on its side, thus letting him get away. Yeah, the controls on cars are kind of difficult, but I eventually got used to them. At this point, I couldn't tell if the game was just difficult, or if the controls just did not age well, or if I just sucked major ass. Probably the latter, but either way, we kept it pushing on, and after a few more tries, we finally catch up to the dude damaging his car enough to the point where he got out. So when I think everything is well and done that I was about to kill this dude, my dumbass forgot he also had a gun, so to my surprise, bruh started blasting back and actually killed me. I wasn't expecting that for some reason when I totally should have. I had to do the chase all over again, and I was definitely kind of pissed. We finally got to the dude the next try because everything just seemed to work out that time. Like, the try before that, everything, like, didn't go right, but the try after that, everything did go right. So after doing this, we got a cutscene going back to 1938 where Tommy is speaking with Detective Norman. Norman asks a few questions just to clarify some information. He was in disbelief of Tommy explains how easy it was to get away with stuff, and the cops even were transporting shipment for them from time to time, so it was really easy to get away with stuff. Mr. Morello, aka Salieri's enemy, wants to be the big cheese, but Salieri is not going to let it happen. Tommy then explains a bit of their backstory to Norman and the reasoning. One becomes a Don, followed up by a cutscene portraying a story he heard about Morello. Oh, I remember this. This is right around where we left off on the PS2 version. It was actually on the next mission, I think, but...
I'm sorry, sir.
You
I
idiot!
mean it.
This...
Do you know what you've done? Do you know how much that car cost?
I was driving slowly, Mr. Morello. I don't know how,
Do you mean to say that I crashed into your car?
no. Sir, I wanted... no, sir,
No! Bastard gets in my way!
Damn. One extra kick for good luck, right? The clip speaks for itself. Back to the diner conversation.
Salieri built his respect as a businessman. Everybody knew that they didn't need to fear him if they did what they should.
And it's
They knew
basically
that
the
if they
same
needed
game.
something, they could come to Mr. Salieri. So Salieri made friends, often helped people with various problems, and expected the same in return. When somebody crossed him, they broke a cardinal rule, and everybody knew what would happen. Morello was just a mean bastard. He built his power through violence. Even his friends feared him. Most people just tried to avoid him.
Makes sense. The very next mission plays, and it's called Fair Play. It is now 1932, and a cutscene of Salieri starts to play. Salieri starts speaking with Tommy about how much he likes races and cars, and that one of the competitions he already has bet on has a new European racer with a car that is top tier, so of course, Salieri is not pleased.
What, he couldn't have told me before I bet on the kid?
Right.
But still, what the hell is a guy, God knows from where, doing here? These are American races.
Since Tommy has been with the family for about 2 years at this point and is a reliable driver, he enlists us to steal the car of the European, take it to go get checked so that our cars can have some improvements, and then return the vehicle in a timely manner without damaging the vehicle or getting caught by the police. We are going to do this with a connection of Ralph's who works at the racetrack. We will be able to go in, take the car, where we then have to take it to another one of Ralph's friends who will look over the car. And after a short drive in a new car, we met up with Ralph's friend at the gate of the racetrack, where he then proceeded to let us through the gate. So as previously mentioned, I have to not get a scratch on this car, which was extremely difficult because considering this car is a race car, the acceleration and the top speed and handling on keyboard and mouse were all a headache to execute perfectly. Also, this mission is timed, so yeah, that's fun. After many attempts, we finally get the car to the garage and back to the racetrack. We put the car back in the garage while chatting a bit with Ralph's friend. It seems like everyone has bet on the Don's car, hence why this mission was so important to Salieri, I guess. We head back to Salieri's bar where a cutscene starting the next day plays.
Where is everybody?
They're all at the track. You're late.
I needed to get a little sleep after last night's job.
Sure. Hello? Yes? Sorry, just got in. Sure. That's for you, Tom.
Luigi got a really soft voice, bro.
Hello?
Frank here. Tom? You did well yesterday, but now we need your help again. Come over to the racing track right away. That guy who was supposed to win the race got his arm broken by some thug. Probably no coincidence. Anyway, you're gonna have to race.
But I told
Frank,
him, bet on me.
Half an hour before the race.
Bet on me.
I don't have time to teach someone else how to drive. Christ, Tom, this concerns a big bag of money. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, okay. Frank.
So I expect to see you here at the track in a few minutes.
Bet on me, man.
You don't look too excited.
That's because I ain't.
We make our way down to the racetrack and now have to be the one who wins the race and makes Salieri and everyone who bet on the Don happy. Frank reassures Tommy after some doubts.
Hey, Tommy, I knew we could count on you.
You really want me to do this? I've never raced before.
Okay, I know it won't
They're
be
driving
easy,
for
but we don't
2
have a
years,
choice.
so...
If you can do it, we won't lose out.
He's been the driver for 2 years, so...
I don't even know the rules.
Look, it's a cakewalk. You go 5 laps, you need to come in first for us to win. If you come in second, the dough's lost. But since we tuned that clown's car a little, everything should go smoothly.
That's for sure, that's for sure.
At those speeds, it's quite normal for someone to bang into you. So watch out for those other bastards. Good luck, Tom. I know you can do it.
Bet. I know I can do it too, man. Like I said, put your money on me.
Tom, half the neighborhood and all our boys bet on the Don's boy. Do you know what it would mean if you lost? The Don would lose. You would lose all the respect which we busted our asses to build up. People give us their trust as well as their dough. Do you understand what's at stake?
Yeah, I got it, Frank. I understand.
Take it easy, son. Show them what you're made of.
Yo, he just touched my nipple. I don't like that. Frank, And then we get to racing. Since the handling of these kinds of race cars is pretty shitty, it took a few tries to actually win the race. Thank God it is a video game because there's no redos in real life, and I probably would have been drowned or something for all I know at this point with all these failures. We win the race after a while, aka like 40 minutes. It took us 40 minutes. I ain't gonna lie. Finally ending the chapter after one more celebration cutscene, of course.
I knew you wouldn't let us down, Tommy. You're really one of us now. A lot of people made a lot of money on that race, Tommy. and you get all the credit. So you won't come out short.
Salieri is proud and praises Tommy while informing him Lucas Bertone, the guy whose garage we drove the race car to earlier in the mission, wants to give us something due to him winning big on the race as well. He shows me how to steal a fancier type of car compared to the ones we have been driving up to this point, so we locate said car and go steal it, where we then deliver it back to Ralph's garage behind Salieri's bar. Hello everyone, it is Retro in the Flesh. I just wanted to take a quick little detour before we start speaking about the next chapter to speak about this disgusting PlayStation 2 port of the very game we are reviewing. And what else can I say? This shit is ass. There ain't really nothing much to say about it. I'll elaborate a little bit further on that just to not be unprofessional, even though like this game ain't professional. But yeah, this is around chapter 5 is around where I originally got to in this game before I had to call it quits and buy the PC game and start over on the gameplay. So yeah, the audio was loud. The screen at night was dark as shit. I thought my monitor had turned off at some point because that shit was that dark. No matter the setting I put it on, the brightness, none of that shit did not help. The only good thing about wasting $20 on this piece of crap was that I got a manual and a map. So that's the only good thing about this. There you go. People who like maps, there you go. I'll hang it up on my wall someday in the never future. I don't know. That was pretty much all I had to say though, cause it's a quick little detour. It ain't no intermission. Moving on. The next chapter is called Sarah, and it is the 6th chapter. One afternoon, on a slow day, Luigi asked Tommy for a favor. Some punks gave his daughter a hard time walking home the day before, so Luigi asks if we can escort her home, so there's no trouble since I have a lot of respect in this neighborhood. We accompany Sarah while making small talk on the way. The dudes that were disrespecting Sarah come out from a building as we pass and then try to confront us. Bro, we enjoy our retro.
Hey, looky here. Who's the cute pair?
There they are.
What's up? You were alone last night, darling, and tonight you have a boyfriend.
Boys, I think it would be better if you just go away and not make any problems.
I think the only one here with a problem is you, Chief.
If I were in your shoes, I'd leave right now. You never know what might happen.
We'll see, lover boy.
I then have to 1v3 these dudes while not even having a weapon, and after beating some sense into all 3 of them, more goons showed up. Surprise, surprise. So I had to take care of them in the same manner. After getting hit a few too many times, these NPCs start running from you. Anyways, we managed to protect Sarah. After walking what felt like miles, even though she said it wasn't far, we finally made it to her house. She looks at our wounds when we enter her apartment and tends to them. Tommy and Sarah have a bit of a moment and seem to be getting along well. They listen to music and talk more, which then leads to a night of that freaky. That boy Tommy is savage for real. He was asked to bring the daughter home by one of his superiors, if not a superior, then a longer tenured family member, but he said fuck that, and he ended up clapping them cheeks anyways. I am fucking dead. She was talking like she wanted it though, bro. Let's be honest. Luigi better not find out, boy. He gonna have you whacked, boy. They don't play around that shit.
Sarah was an angel. I had a lot of girls before that, but that was something different. Very different. And spending the rest of my life with someone.
That's what that meant.
It would be with her.
Word? On the first night he thought that? That shit must have been crazy. So the very next chapter is called Better Get Used to It. The very next day after last night's events, Tommy goes and tells Salieri about what happened last night.
Don Salieri was not pleased.
What? In my territory? The nerve. And on top of that, they attacked defenseless women. Did anything happen to Sarah, Tommy?
No, boss. She's okay. I took care of it.
Good. Why the hell didn't Luigi say something? We could have taken care of this immediately. I won't stand for those chicken shits attacking people in my territory.
Yeah, who even
Who
were
do they
those
think
punks?
they are?
Salieri is upset, of course, so he wants these punks put in their place. Paulie then volunteers that him and I go and kill a bunch of them to teach him a lesson, while Salieri, on the other hand, prefers a more brutal method of not killing them, but in fact destroying every bone in their bodies. Yikes. Salieri asks us to go talk to Big Biff, crazy ass name by the way, for some information that may lead us to the location of the goons, you know. We head to Vincenzo's first, but before we get to Vincenzo's, Paulie, for some goddamn reason, decided to become sentient all of a sudden and refused to follow me up the stairs to Vincenzo's, thus not allowing me to speak with Vincenzo, therefore blocking the progress of the mission already, and I had to go and restart from the last checkpoint, which wasn't too bad because it was literally just the cutscene previous. We went up, we got some bats because Salieri wants the guys, plural, beaten to a pulp. But we also got some heaters just in case. Me and Paulie head off to go meet up with that big boy Biff, or whatever the fuck his name was, where he then tells us the location. We pull up on the hoodlums, where we then proceed to start whooping ass with a baseball bat. We take care of a few guys, then we take out our guns, finish the rest, making our way through the alleys since they also had guns, so we didn't want to put ourselves at a disadvantage, obviously. After Paulie dies a few times over, aka I had to restart the mission a few times over because Paulie is dumb, we reach the gang leader, who then tries to flee.
Pull here. I'm trying to kick your ass out of this part of town.
These guys are Mafia, Johnny. Let's hit the road.
Oh, shit. Quick, get to the car. We gotta get him.
These guys are Mafia, Johnny. Yo, it took me an hour to do this on stream, bro. I'm so glad, bro. We are now tasked with catching up and taking care of him. Once you inflict enough damage on their vehicle, the next cutscene plays, where we then execute the two guys. Okay, I got out the car. I probably wasted bullets for no reason. I think all I had to do was get out the car.
You can't feel sorry for these animals. He'd shoot you in the back the first opportunity he gets.
I thought about what my mother or Sarah would do if they saw me there.
Why you stand there with that look on your face? Remember? Those guys wanted to do your girl yesterday. You better get used to it.
I got used to it.
Oh, disclaimer for this next chapter. From what I can tell, it is either called The Priest or The Whore or both. So, or like one part is called The Priest and the other is called The Whore, something like that. Either way, I'm not sure even after looking it up, and I got a lot of conflicting answers, so I have decided just to combine both of them for this, summary synopsis and just make chapter 8 labeled The Whore because that's a better name in my opinion. Alright, so the very next chapter, we are in chapter 8 now. As previously mentioned, this mission is called The Whore. Maybe I just wanted to say that one more time. You're welcome. You get a cutscene speaking to Frank, kind of in a reprimanding little bit of way for what we've done in the previous mission.
Your last mission didn't exactly work out, Tom. Your killing everybody means a lot of problems for us.
They tried to rape Sarah. The cops ought to thank me.
I know, but the one you let get away will make trouble.
What?
Apparently one of the dudes we quote-unquote executed was pulled out of the car wreck and is somehow still alive. So that is awesome news. That was sarcasm if people couldn't tell. Some people can't. I find this quite baffling since Tommy shot both of them point blank range. You would think Tommy aims for the head, but since one survived, Tommy's aim must be either dog shit or that one guy is the luckiest guy in the history of humankind. It has happened before in real life, so it's not out of the question. And the cherry on top is apparently we killed one of the city's counselor's sons who had a connection with Morello. After continuing to walk and talk with Frank, we reach a car where Frank then explains the main reason he asked Tommy to come with him.
An owner of one of the businesses which the Don has invested a lot of money in has suddenly decided to forget his obligation, and he has taken up with Mr. Morello. It seems that Morello is trying to test our limits. We're not going to play his game.
So what's going down?
We're gonna blow the place up.
What?
A hotel that Frank basically describes as a fancy whorehouse without saying it so bluntly. So, after the details were given, we apparently are only blowing up the owner's office and killing the owner. I thought we were blowing up the whole business, but we're only blowing up the office. Boom. Frank then mentions we have to eliminate a woman who is giving Morello intel about our inner business and deals. Tommy is hesitant because she is a woman, of course, and that's kinda iffy territory, but goes ahead and proceeds with the mission. We finally make it to the hotel. We ask around for some information about the manager, where we then pull up and take care of it the good old-fashioned way, in an open shootout with multiple NPCs and no cover, obviously. How else would one complete this part of the mission? We then look around the hotel, find a key, and then make our way up to the owner's office. But before planting explosives, we had to go find the prostitute that was ratting us out to Morello.
Michelle?
What are you doing? What's going on? What are you going to do? What do you want from me?
I'm sorry, Michelle, but I heard that a bunch of people got knocked off because of your talk, and someone lost a lot of dough.
Tommy hesitated and let Michelle speak her side, I guess, which then led to Tommy ultimately going against Frank and Salieri's order. He then tells her to get dressed and to go kick rocks all the way the hell out of town. No one can know, and no one can see her. Tommy is really sticking his neck out for this young woman, even though he has only ever met her once. His morality seems to have started affecting his decisions, and you can probably consider this the first action of defiance as the beginning to the end. After letting Michelle go, we go back up to the owner's office to plant the explosive, and what I can guess was one of the most innovative scenes circa 2002. Alright, boy, you better get the fuck out of there now. Is he about to jump out a window? Out a window? Straight out of a Quentin Tarantino film, right? Jeez, just 2002, baby. We now have to escape through the roof of neighboring buildings while having as many cops as this game can generate chasing me. I shit you not, I did not enjoy this section, and not because of the gameplay or anything. I made it to the rooftop checkpoint with only 15 fucking HP left. So as you can imagine, I tried, until I finally made it to the next checkpoint with only 2 HP. It's one of the few frustrating things about this game because of how scarce the health packs are. I know the definitive edition / remaster of the game is out and probably has fixed many bugs or wonky mechanics from the original, but we aren't talking about the definitive edition now, are we? No, we are not. Anyways, they're ending up inside a church somehow from roof jumping and all that stuff. We then watch a cutscene which showed that the church was hosting the funeral, literally, for one of the guys we killed on the mission prior. We then get caught because the priest wanted to be nosy as fuck for some reason, where we then get apprehended by one of the goons attending the funeral as the person who killed Billy, which is one of the 2 guys or I guess the other guy who got killed because one of them survived. So we didn't kill 2 guys, we only killed one of them.
You know, I wanted to pay my respects to Bill today and to tell him that I considered him as my own brother and that his death was a great loss for me.
Huh?
I was present at his death. And
how?
That's the one! That's the bastard who killed Billy! Get him!
Oh, Lord.
You in hell, you rat. Get down, fada.
Get down, fada. We then proceed to kill everyone so they could go reunite with Billy, because, you know, they attacked me first, and I am one person getting shot at by, who knows, 12 guys? Yeah, they all got to reunite with Billy, so good for them. The priest then comes out of where he was hiding and says typical priest things. Fuck, I wanted the shotgun. It's fine. He's like, please, I have a wife and child. Oh, it's the father.
It is only I. My son, don't shoot. I am unarmed. What have you done, my son? Such suffering for nothing. God is forgiving, but this is terrible.
Yeah, bro, in a church.
Don't you know murder is the greatest sin?
I know, Father. But somehow everything got fouled up. I made a mistake somewhere.
So many people have died without reason. They could have done much more with their lives.
Father, these people were criminals, cheats, murderers. The one lying in the front wanted to my girl. Maybe God wanted it this way. A lot of people will have an easier life because of this.
Yes, the Lord works in mysterious ways. But what about you? You can look yourself in the face? Your hands are stained with blood that you'll never wash off.
I know that, Father.
Look around you. Such a waste. We'll have to consecrate the church again. Everything is shot up. I can't let my parishioners in here. What am I going to do?
Tommy then pays the priest a wad of cash for the damages while telling the priest to pray for him. You see, Tommy isn't a dumb guy. He thought he had no choice a few years back, gave this life a try, and now there seems to be no escape or control over the things coming his way. As soon as I walked out the church, I immediately get shot and killed by a group of police officers because one spawned right in front of my car, of course. After one respawned and no police spawning right by my car, I was lucky enough to decrease the wanted meter by evading the cops. Or so I thought, because I regained them pretty quickly, which ended up leading to me for the now third time in this retrospective, where right in front of Salieri's bar, some absolute bullshit happens. At this point, I was pissed off because this whole chapter has been kicking my ass mentally. After one more try, we make it to Salieri's, which then brings us back to 1938, where Detective Norman is still asking questions pertaining to his disbelief. We're back talking to the police, man.
You must be joking, right? How could you get through this?
Now it was really bad. Billy's pop, the councilman, wasn't very happy with us. And he was in bed with Morello's. Without the Mafia's help, he wouldn't have got his seat. He also started to mobilize the police.
Tommy explains how it started getting worse since Morello got the police on his side now, and everything had now become extremely difficult at that point in time. We cut back to 1932, where Frank asks us to drive him home. Frank gives us some advice regarding me and Paulie.
I heard you and Paulie are living it up. You two are getting pretty well known around town.
Just something to do with the money.
If you don't want to end up a wreck, Tom, find some meaning in your life.
What? You want to preach to me about a sense of life?
I've seen a few good guys who couldn't deal with their problems, and they end up real bad. Usually somebody knocks you off for your money, or maybe you go nuts and all your buddies and pretty dames disappear. Anyway, the Don doesn't want drunks with trembling hands working for him.
Makes sense.
Those kind of people just bring problems.
For
you don't
sure.
watch out, the next thing you know, your best friend kills you without blinking an eye.
He suggests other things we can do besides partying, and we ended up talking about Sarah, Luigi's daughter, for those of you who don't remember.
And where would I find a woman for me, Frank?
I thought that you had something with Luigi's daughter, Sarah. I think she's a wonderful girl. But you alone know best how far it'll go with her.
I'm not going to endanger somebody like Sarah, Frank.
So this next mission is called A Trip to the Country. It takes place in 1933 now, and on a very rainy night, Frank reaches out to us and asks us to do a job. We have 2 trucks with boxes full of liquor coming to meet us at an old farm just outside of town. Now you may be wondering why everyone seems to be acting shady in the cutscene and doing this job just for liquor, but you have to remember this is the year 1933, aka the last year that prohibition was a thing, thus making the owning and consumption of any alcohol illegal, hence why we are getting it smuggled from Canada, as Frank mentioned.
Tom, we got 2 trucks full of the best liquor coming in from Canada.
We are going to make sure everything goes smoothly, and after receiving another new car from Ralphie, we head towards the farm. After getting pulled over on the way by two blind and deaf police officers, we finally make it to the meetup with Paulie with both the trucks.
A trip to the country, there we go.
Hey, Tommy. We're going to a farm outside of town to pick up a couple of truckloads of good booze. Wanted you with us in case of any trouble, but it should be real easy. You don't really have to do nothing, just be there.
And after a brief cutscene, we make it to the farm, where we then have to find the folk we are meeting. We walk through the farm until we come across a truck with someone in it. Tommy opens the door, guy falls to the ground, then boom, it's a cutscene.
Is he dead?
Jesus. Yeah, your friend, he's fallen sick.
Who are you? Are you from the police?
Yeah, Mr. Morello and the sheriff would like to send their regards and inform you that from this point on, they'll be taking over your duties here.
We get ambushed by one of Morello's guys and what is insinuated to also be a police officer or someone associated with them, because he did mention the sheriff. It could be two of Morello's men, and the quote-unquote message was from Morello and the sheriff. Either way, it's all corrupt, so it doesn't really matter. Time for another gunfight, where we have to make it back to Paulie. After I reached Paulie, I thought he was one of the enemies at first, so he just sat there eating shotgun blasts to the face until I finally realized it was actually him. That man is made out of something else. We speak to Paulie quickly and then return to the farm where apparently Sam is. Now, having to go rescue him, we have to go find a crowbar so we can then pry open the barn door, which is closed right now. I like to just say quickly that this has been my favorite mission so far, but there may be some bias in there because the big majority of the reasoning for that is because of the atmosphere in this level. I am a sucker for video game levels that are gloomy with loads of wind and rainfall. Rain sounds are just top tier. Alright, moving on. So after speaking to Paulie, because I could not find a crowbar, apparently, he had one the whole goddamn time. So yeah, that's nice. He could have said something. We pry open the barn door, where we then have to shoot some more goons while making our way to Sam on the second floor, where we find him in pretty rough shape.
Sam! Jesus, what have they done to you? Still in one piece?
Oh, he alive.
Just
But
in
that's
the
the
wrong
second
place at the
time.
wrong time again, I guess.
And you
Again.
walk?
Probably not too good.
Okay, hang on. I'll get the truck. Get you to the doctor. You'll make it. Sam! Tom, wait here with him. I'll be back in a second.
What about,
It'll be okay, Sam. We've gotten through worse.
Sure. We have.
A couple of police cruisers pull up while we wait for Paulie to grab the truck, so we take care of them quickly and speak to Paulie. Paulie places Sam in the truck, which leads to a cutscene of another pair of cars pulling up to the scene. This next part is actually pretty cool because we are forced into a first-person perspective in the back of the truck, having to shoot the car chasing us. This is a bit different from everything we have done so far, so I was enjoying it. The recoil on this gun was insane, but after getting used to it, we made it to the doctor Sam mentioned in a cutscene.
We're here. Tom, get Sam ready. I'll go wake
Where
the
are we?
doc up.
Oh, we're at the doctor's house. Yeah.
Sam, we're at the doctor.
Lights instantly turn on. What, was he waiting by the door?
Good evening, Doc. I'm sorry, but we had an accident, and we need your help.
Okay, where is he? Bring him inside.
Okay. That was our doctor. Doesn't ask questions. And Sam's in good company.
And then me and Paulie head back to the warehouse to drop off the truck. After going to do a quick favor for Lucas Bertone and stealing a new car, we then proceed back to Salieri's alone. Chapter 10 is called Omerta, and it starts off with a cutscene of us speaking to Salieri. A little bit short anyway.
Yesterday was the worst disaster we've had.
But
we lost 8 men, the whole shipment.
Damn, 8 men?
And Sam can't even stand up. This is a war, and we're in a hell of a fix.
Sam.
He's already got the prosecutor on his side, and he's digging up a load of dirt on us. He's also pretty close to the counselor whose boy you knocked off, Tommy. So he's got the cops after us.
They ain't got nothing on us.
That's where you're wrong.
Apparently, Frank turned in all the books on Salieri's business into a prosecutor. Salieri now tells us we have to kill Frank, his longest best friend, due to breaking the Omerta, a code of silence, honor, and non-cooperation with the authorities within the family. We are tasked to get the books Frank turned over back, of course, and locate Frank himself. We are given a lead by Salieri about 2 men that may know where Frank is.
First, find these men and find out where they've got Frank. They're good stoolies. They have connections with the cops and in the courthouse. One of them is sure to know.
Okay, mustache with a
You already know
and
Big
one...
Biff's from Chinatown.
Big Biff's,
And Little Tony's always loafing on the island near the museum. Then track down Frank. Whatever you do, don't kill him till he tells you where those books are. Capiche?
Capiche.
Got it.
We go get a gun and a sawed-off shotgun from Vincenzo and a faster car from Ralph and head off towards the objective. We speak to Big Biff to see if he knows anything, but Biff then tells us about Little Tony being close with the cops. So we head to him for some information, where he then tells us about another person they call Idiot Joe because he has been blurting out information that seems to relate with what we need to find out. We reach a suspicious dude who fits the description and is giving Tommy a hard time. This NPC right here is acting like a complete prick, so we shoot him in the leg one time and he finally stops deciding to be a jackass.
I want to know where the fuzz has got Salieri's consigliere Frank. You're my man.
Why not told you that? I don't know shit, jeez.
Don't try and rile me, Joe. Just remember real quick.
You about to piss me off.
Christ, I told you I don't know anything about it, Buck. Just scram.
Yo,
Spill it. Go to
am
hell.
I supposed to shoot this dude?
Come on, Joe.
You deaf or what? Jesus. Okay already. You win, man.
Okay, and he was Joe. Crazy how that works, huh? He tells us Frank is getting transported to Europe and tells us the location of where he's being held. We reach the location where we then see a cutscene of Frank being placed in an armor-plated car. Do they not see me just chilling across the street? Damn, he got the highway patrol taking him. Have I even been on the highway? I haven't seen them. They just been in cutscenes.
Jesus, that was close. They must be worried about Frank if they're driving him around in an armor-plated car.
He is being now escorted away. We follow the car to the airport and have to shoot our way through. This was not an easy gunfight. This mission alone took me several hours from beginning to finish, which is always a pleasure. Anyways, after clearing out all the mobsters in the airport lobby and on the airfield, we finally make it to Frank. Guess what though? The game gave me a giant middle finger and a fuck you right to the face when the game glitched out and Frank was frozen, thus not allowing us to interact with him. After wasting more of my time replaying the mission and reaching Frank once again, we get the cutscene this time where we then converse with Frank. That's what we didn't get last stream.
Tom.
Frank, the Don sent me. And you know why.
I know why.
Time to smoke, man.
I know.
I don't get what happened to you. I thought you were my friend. I'd have never guessed that something like this would happen. Why the hell did you do it?
To save his own
I couldn't go
ass.
on this way. Too many people have died lately, and I don't have the stomach for it. It used to be different with the Don in the old days. Maybe I'm just getting too old. Tom, this is a war, and I don't want to fight anymore.
Are we gonna spare
I
his
got a
life
child,
too?
and I thought I'd finally get some peace.
You couldn't have done this some other way?
He tells us his reasoning and how his family would have died if he didn't betray the family. The cops turn out to be the ones blackmailing him, and it all leads back to me and Paulie killing that Billy guy from a few chapters ago. It was the catalyst to what now basically is a full-out gang war, which is Frank's whole reasoning to this thing. That's basically his excuse for betraying the family right now. After wrapping up the conversation, we go and find Frank's family in order for Frank to tell us where the books are located. We find out where they are, we go get Frank, escort him to his family, where the next cutscene then plays. We have to find the plane tickets for his wife and daughter because they are innocent in all this, of course, so Tommy's morality shows a bit, but Frank won't be so lucky. We find the tickets all the way back at the check-in desk in the airport lobby. You still up here with your hands up? God damn. Oh, we got the tickets. There we go. Yup, it had. See, I knew it, bro. I knew it. I'm like, if it isn't nowhere out there, bro, the only place it could be is literally like the receptionist desk or whatever. Like, after returning to Frank, we actually change our minds and actually let Frank board the plane with his family as long as he reveals where the books are.
Frank, just tell me where the books are and go with them.
What? How would you explain it to the Don?
Forget about it. That's my problem. Where are the books?
I'll never forget this.
See, Tom's a good
Here's the key to
guy,
a safe
man.
box in the First National Bank downtown. The books are there. Take it, Tom.
Thanks.
And Tom, thanks for everything you've done for us. I'm indebted to you. And tell the Don I'm sorry for the way things had to end.
To the Don, you're dead, Frank. If he finds out you're not, then this isn't finished. Now just go.
Where we then go to collect them. The next chapter, chapter 11, is called Visiting Rich People, and it starts off with a cutscene showing Frank's funeral and a little bit of exposition from Tommy. People.
Luckily, everybody bought that Frank was dead and that I had disposed of his body. So Frank's funeral took place without Frank. The Mafia has a habit of organizing grand funerals for important people, where they forget the unfinished business they have with each other, or with the dead.
Frank Coletti,
The deceased are only
1877
shown
to
in a good light.
1933.
It's the principle of every gangster, at least at a funeral. So it happened that not only Salieri and our people made long speeches about their best friend Frank, but even Morello and other gangsters. Morello and Salieri cried on each other's shoulders. It didn't seem like they had been at each other's throats only the day before. Frank would have been spinning in his grave had he actually been dead.
Afterwards, we are back at the bar with Salieri, where he tells us how things in this war are heating up, and that the prosecutor going up against us is digging up more dirt. The counselor, aka the father of the dude Billy we shot, is actively seeking revenge, making more problems for us.
The prosecutor is a good friend of his, and if we don't nip it in the bud, they'll make big problems for us.
Makes sense.
That doesn't sound too good.
Sam and Paulie are taking care of the witnesses right now, while we are then assigned to go collect the evidence from the prosecutor's safe in his villa. Salieri briefs us on how to get in and how to get to the safe. He also says we will have a guy named Salvatore with us who can pick any lock. We pick up Salvatore, then head to the villa. We reach the location and then try sneaking past the cars, but as per is common in this game, it turns into a gunfight again. We reach the safe in his office, where then Salvatore works his magic. But it seems the prosecutor has returned home just as Salvatore finished. We head out, but not before grabbing some documents we needed, where we then escape successfully and go to drop off Salvatore off at his house. Then we return to Salieri's bar, thus ending this very quick mission. The very next chapter, called A Great Deal, number 12, starts with Salieri praising us and the boys for all the good work. Paulie has a proposal about some grade A whiskey way better than Morello stuff that he can get his hands on. We are going to meet up with the connection in a parking garage. Paulie hands us a Tommy gun before it skips to them pulling up to the parking garage.
Wait for us here, boys. We'll be back in a little while. When we drive out, follow after us. Then we'll have a shot at the warehouse.
Sure, boss.
Sam and Paulie and I head up towards the meeting up on a higher floor. We meet up, see a quick cutscene where we are then ambushed.
Here's your first payment for the goods.
Give Mr. Salieri my regards. I'm always happy to do business with people like him.
You should be, Bill. You could hit it big with this. If this small delivery works out for us, we'll order a lot more next time.
Take cover!
What's going on?
Jesus, who are they?
Fire! Kill the bastards!
The main guy we came to do the deal with gets shot and killed immediately. Wicked stuff. We start clearing out the parking garage and making our way back down simultaneously. I am a bit confused here because did we not leave a couple of guys back in the car for this very reason? What the fuck happened to them? Did they just let them drive in like that and not chase? Well, we soon found out right after we cleared the garage and go back, because we get in the truck with the good alcohol and drive out, just to notice one of the guys we left behind dead next to the car we came in. So there goes your answer. We made it back to the warehouse after losing that car chasing us and paying off a few more tickets so the police would get off our ass. We get a final cutscene for this chapter as per usual, where Salieri explains that the guy Paulie was buying from wasn't from Kentucky. He was actually someone who stole that alcohol from Morello.
So it looks like Morello got in the way of things again, boss.
We can't seem to shake off this bad luck.
Boys,
Was
you
it Morello,
won't
though?
believe this, but it's completely the other way around. The only one who really had bad luck this time was Morello.
What?
Now, Morello thinks we had something to do with the robbery of his best whiskey, which in our eyes is good news because we hate that guy. Do you remember the cutscene of him beating up the pedestrian near death earlier, bruh? Bruh does not give a fuck. A dangerous enemy indeed. We cut back to 1938, where Tommy continues the conversation with Detective Norman, where they speak about the end of the Prohibition in 1933 and how now they also had some legal businesses while deterring anything that has to do with drugs. Drugs are a taboo in these families, so they stray away from it.
Drugs are taboo.
So what?
Okay.
There's some kind of grand poobah passing judgment?
Something like that.
Definitely.
The leading families choose a boss of bosses. They sort out the big problems and set the rules of the game.
Too many problems, you know? They continue speaking more about some specifics where they disagree on, and then the next chapter starts. Bon appetito. Sorry, that's the name of this mission. But it's 1935, and it is now chapter 13. We walk into Salieri's, where we meet and speak with the man himself right at the front of the restaurant. The Don wants to go to Pepe's restaurant for lunch, and apparently his bodyguard called in sick. He almost made it sound like a regular 9 to 5 right there for a second. Anyways, he asked Tommy if he can come with him since he prefers not to go alone.
But my personal bodyguard is called in sick. There's nobody here who could take me, and I prefer not to go to these things alone. You'll take me, won't you?
Certainly, boss.
We take Salieri's car and drive over to Pepe's, where we then have lunch, when a cutscene starts by zooming in over Salieri's shoulder, where two cars pull up, mad people come out, and Tommy gun spray the entire restaurant from the outside.
She cooks worse than Pepe.
I knew it. Damn.
What the hell is going on? This is ruining my lunch.
Morello must have nothing better to do.
They could have at least let me taste the wine, Gavones.
One of them even throws a grenade blocking off the front exit. Crazy shit. Salieri then tells me to flank them from the side, which I then proceed to do, because the buildings have a back alley that connects, so that's the route we took, and we went through a different building. We kill all the enemies with a cutscene showing our reaction to what has just happened. Now, it took 30 minutes. Holy shit.
I have to say, you got balls, Tommy.
Yeah?
You saved my ass.
Who's you
You
shooting
weren't so
at?
bad yourself, boss.
Christ, that was crazy. Thank God Pepe hid.
No wonder
Poor
he
guy.
wasn't hitting
I'll have to
nobody.
send him
This
some
bitch had a
dough for
revolver.
repairs.
We should. Boss, I'd like to know how they knew where we were.
Salieri believes his bodyguard is the one who set him up, which makes sense because he is the one who caught off. But let's be honest, that wasn't the smartest plan. Even if he did get successfully killed, I feel like most people are going to put two and two together. His bodyguard was also the only other person who knew what the Don planned to do that day. So that was just more evidence on him. We bust down the door to Carlos's apartment, aka the bodyguard, where he is already escaping out the window. So we follow and chase him down the fire escape. After the guy we are chasing got some help from multiple random NPCs, I finally got all of them, including Carlo. We have a quick chat to wrap it up with Salieri.
What would have made you want to do this?
Finally. Fucking finally.
You know what, boss?
What?
That's the first time I knocked someone off in their underpants.
It's nothing. First time for me, too. There's a first time for everything.
Where the cutscene changes location and we see Morello of all people show up to a warehouse where I guess his brother had a guy tied up and was beating the crap out of him because of something that had to do with feedback on a union or something. It's not really relevant, but it just shows you Sergio Morello's character, aka the other Morello's brother. Do I know the other Morello's name? I don't think I know his first name. I've been referring to him as Mr. Morello. This scene is used to show Morello informing his brother about Salieri still being alive. They try to figure out a plan because the war is just getting worse and worse. Everyone's on high alert now. We go straight into the next chapter. It's called Happy Birthday, and it starts with a private meeting between Salieri, Tommy, and my guy Vincenzo.
We have to deal with him. If Morello didn't have accomplices with the politicians and other important city organizations, our
This is the last
forces
mission
would be
we're doing
nearly equal.
today.
If we liquidate those people, our opponent will be a lot weaker.
We speak about a strategy for eliminating Morello's connections with council and politicians, which is the only thing giving Morello the advantage right now. The first person we have to kill is the city councilor, who's been one of the biggest thorns in our side. Vincenzo explains the plan to Tommy. We have to find a way to get on the steamboat where the councilor is, get a gun that has been stashed on the boat for me, eliminate the target during his speech, and have Paulie come pick me up in a boat afterwards when chaos erupts after the assassination. Ralph gives us a new car. We head to the dock, look around for ways to get in when we come across a locker room with sailor outfits. We then put one on and then are allowed to get on the steamboat, where the boat then proceeds to leave the dock. I walk around for a bit, speaking with NPCs, embracing the 1930s vibe of being on a vessel in water. I have a weird fascination with airplanes and larger boats, so I didn't mind the setting. Getting back to the main objective, though, we have to find the men's bathroom that has the pistol in it. So we speak to the skipper, who is sitting on a chair on the lower deck, and he tells us that the lifeguard has the key needed for the bathroom we need to access. We find the lifeguard. He gives us the keys after we promise to clean that bathroom. We head to the bathroom to grab the pistol. We then get pressed by the lifeguard right after because we didn't clean the bathroom, and our pistol falls to the ground after a small shove by the lifeguard.
Besides, you didn't even clean up in there, you bastard.
Murderer! There's a murderer here! Murderer! There's a murderer here!
Should have secured it better, Tommy. A mass panic then occurs where I had to then hunt down and shoot the counselor on the boat. So here's the thing. I am not sure if there was something I could have picked up to clean the bathroom, not get pressed by the lifeguard, and actually do the assassination the proper way during the speech. But either way, it ended up working out because Paulie was waiting for me on the speedboat alongside the steamboat. Speedboat alongside the steamboat. That was kind of like a little tongue twister right there. But yeah, Paulie pulled up on his boat alongside the steamboat, where in a very quick cutscene we sped off away from the massacre that just occurred on that boat. Chapter 15 is called You Lucky Bastard, and it starts as basically a direct continuation to the events previous, and starts with a pretty cool and creative newspaper transition that brings us directly into the next cutscene.
Tommy pulled it off. Now all the politicians in the city are scared. Nobody wants to end up like the counselor.
Nice job, Tom.
We set an example in the mission prior. He then brings up Morello's brother and how he is the next person in our crosshairs. If Morello's brother falls, then so does a big piece of Morello. Paulie comes up with a plan on how to handle Sergio. It involves a restaurant Sergio frequents, a phone booth, Paulie with a Tommy gun, and a quick getaway. So then afterwards, me and Paulie head to speak to Vincenzo for some weapons. We get a new car from Ralph, as per usual, and head over to the restaurant Sergio is supposedly in. I go to the phone booth and make a call asking to speak with Sergio, while Paulie heads to the front of the restaurant, waiting for Mr. Morello to come to the phone.
Yeah?
Mr. Morello, please.
Hang on.
Buddy, Mr. Morello ain't here today. That's right.
Jesus, Paulie! It isn't him! Paulie, move it! Morello isn't there!
We realize the mistake, get back in the car, and try to lose the heat we just caused for absolutely no reason. As Paulie now mentions...
Hell, now we're in shit. Going back to Salieri.
We then head back to Salieri's after a long and wacky police chase. We make it back. Salieri and Vincenzo think of a new plan. It involves his mistress's address and a bomb under Sergio's car.
Biff told us that Sergio has a mistress who he spends a lot of time with. He must be there today. Vincenzo has put together a little surprise for him.
We are assigned with placing said explosive under Sergio's car. After getting a car from Ralph, we head straight to the mistress's house. We wait for the guy outside the building who is just a random NPC but is smoking a cigarette. We wait for him to go back inside, and then we proceed to rig the car to blow. Tommy walks away and waits for Sergio to leave and get in the car. When boom, plot twist, it isn't Sergio coming out. It seems that his mistress is actually the one who is now getting in the car. Tommy tries to yell at her from almost a block down away to try to stop her, but before he knew it...
Hey, stop! Shit!
Damn, that's one hot dame.
We then go back to Salieri's. We recap with Salieri again. Try a way more forward approach where we gun him down while he is meeting with his bookies. We, aka me and Paulie, then head to the location of where he's meeting his bookies at. They're wide open in a parking lot, so it's like easy pickings, right? Paulie gets out the car with a Tommy gun in hand, points it at Sergio and the group of other men while saying,
"You have a message from Mr. Salieri."
Where this dumbass's gun jams as soon as he pulls up on him. Then the tables turn on our friend Paulie here. Paulie then gets in the car where we are now the hunted. Another long chase, getting away from Sergio's men and cops. We get back to Salieri. Sergio is really lucky because he just survived 3 assassinations attempt. That is crazy. After messing up 3 times, Salieri gave the job to other people. Big oof. We then skip to the 4th assassination attempt where Tommy is also there just as insurance, where a couple of our guys position themselves near a railroad and wait while talking shit, of course, about our assassinations attempts and how we messed them up. When some time passes and another one of our guys, separate to the 2 in the car, has taken over the position of this train worker who initiates the train crossing warning signals, right? Because he sees Sergio's car. So I'm guessing the plan is stopping the car and shooting Sergio because he thinks there's a train coming. But to my surprise, the 2 dudes Salieri sent pull up behind Sergio's car, where then the plan became to ram them from behind into an incoming train, which may have seemed like a good idea, but it ended up just being stupid as fuck because they accelerated off the tracks where then our 2 guys were stuck by the train. That's 4 times this asshole has survived an assassination attempt. That is wild. I don't know what was stopping them from just getting out the car and spraying the fucking car while it was stopped right there at the railing. Tommy then chases after Sergio's car where we end up at the port of Lost Haven, which is his territory. He leads us there where we now have to take care of dozens of his men single-handedly. Yeah, the first few parts of this chapter were light because of this part right here. This part took me several tries, and it is a ginormous area. And there's what you can kind of call a puzzle that you need to figure out in order to open the location of Sergio. But I literally had to Google what to do because it took hours before I even realized I had to do said action in order to continue the mission. It was frustrating for sure. So we're supposed to flip the lever on a set of these tracks on the harbor and changing the direction of it, right? Then we detach the stopper from some old like oil or gas tank cars, which then roll themselves into the warehouse where Sergio then is. A cutscene appears where Sergio taunts us.
Ha! That didn't work. Huh?
Leaking gas.
I don't know what you're trying, you bastard. My brother will kill you along with your whole family. Give it up. You're dead. You won't get in here, you idiot. You're too small for me. Hey, you here?
Actually, the flammable liquid in the tank car started spilling everywhere. Tommy then lights a cigarette, hits it a few times, throws it into the puddle of liquid, and boom goes the dynamite. The garage door is now obliterated, where we then proceed to engage in a gunfight again. We gun down all of Sergio's goons, and then Sergio himself, which is followed up by this cutscene.
Lucky bastard.
And after this, we escape and head back to Mr. Salieri. Job well done. The mission name is Creme de la Creme. And now that Morello's brother is out of the picture because we successfully assassinated him in the previous mission, Salieri has his eyes set on Morello himself.
Problem is that we don't get a cent out of it. That'll change as soon as we get rid of Morello. His organization will collapse, and all those small-time cheats, thieves, and criminals will kill each other without anybody over there to maintain order. Today, we can finally remove that bastard once and for all.
Paulie has come up with a plan. Morello is going to a theater, which is a rare opportunity because he doesn't really show his face out in public that much. And the idea is basically, as soon as we see him in public, we gun him down. We are being more bold about this approach because Salieri wants to basically assert his dominance again and get this war over with him being the victor. We then head to the theater on Central Island with Paulie and Sam. We get there as soon as Morello is leaving though, and it leads to us chasing his bulletproof limousine, or so they call it, all the way to the same airport where Frank escaped earlier in the game. Of course, our car breaks down at the gate for some reason of the airport, where Tommy now has to repeat the Frank mission basically and gun everyone down trying to kill us. What I didn't realize in this first playthrough of this mission is that Morello had gotten on a damn plane and straight up got dippy on us. I find it kind of funny though because it led to this cutscene for failing to catch Morello, which I like because it is a bit different than just the immediate "you died" or "Morello got away" pop-up.
Bastards! Sam, shoot! Kill him, Sam! Oh, shit.
Damn it, Paulie. Damn it. Oh, shit.
Christ, we're in trouble.
Damn it.
Come on, we're going home.
Okay, so now that we know Morello is trying to escape by plane, after Paulie and Sam fix the car somehow, they come scoop me on the airstrip where we then chase the airplane and begin to shoot the wings out. Mind you, it is 1935, so airplanes were nothing like today, right? But I'm pretty sure planes were still faster back then than cars. Here's what Google has to say about it. The airplane on my second try still manages to take off and escape with a flaming engine on one side and a smoking one on the other. Absolutely mind-boggling. So the third time is the charm. We think the same as the previous two things happened, but like I said, we got lucky and the airplane just drops out of the sky, thus killing Morello. Even though I feel like they probably should have went and checked on the wreckage, but maybe they did that off screen. We then head back to Salieri's. We cut back to 1938 where Tommy is still in conversation with Detective Norman. He confirms that I killed Morello.
So, you killed Morello. That must have felt good, huh?
Tommy was feeling good after this. After a while, he started feeling weird though, like having realizations. He started contemplating his priorities. Tommy then proceeds to pull out a picture of Salieri and Morello together when younger and shows it to Detective Norman. Tommy realizes this kind of life is poisonous.
The old man is Don Pepone. The two younger ones are Salieri and Morello.
Oh.
This photo convinced me that this kind of life is poisonous. Morello and Salieri were friends, and they were both commanders of Pepone's regime.
Oh,
but in the 1920s, they got Don Pepone killed because of some deal. Strangely enough, Salieri still admires the guy now. Afterward, they divided up the city, and each ruled their own part of it.
Once friends, then became enemies over territory after their dawn passed. So we have reached quite the milestone because now the flashbacks that Tommy is explaining to Detective Norman have reached up with the current year that he is also telling the story. So chapter 17, named Election Campaign, starts off in 1938. And we get a cutscene of Salieri speaking with Tom about how now there is a politician who owns a brothel and doesn't cut Salieri his slice, thus making it a problem.
doesn't pay us a dime, and then has the nerve to say he's ending crime in the city. Of course, I wouldn't give a damn about what he says, but him and his whores are trying to expand even into our territory.
Him and his whores. I'm crying.
I have a feeling it's time to finish his political career.
Tommy questions it and is a bit hesitant, but also Salieri wants it done in public, just like Morello, to send another message. Without any choice, to be honest, Tommy goes along and asks for the details. Vincenzo hooks us up with a long-range sniper rifle, the first time I have heard one mentioned in the entire game, and then we get another car from Ralph, and we head to our destination. We get to the destination, go through the sewer, which then leads to an abandoned prison, which is our vantage point. After killing some stragglers that were populating the prison, we then make it to the tower at the top, where we then aim a great distance, shoot the politician while he is making a speech on the next island over, and it was a pretty good idea when you actually think about it. That sniper got range, bruh. We then return to Salieri, thus completing a very quick and short Chapter 17. The very next mission is called Just for Relaxation. So Salieri tells us this next job is literally just for relaxation. We are picking up some good quality cigars, which Tommy seems to find a bit weird because of how small time it is.
Well, I haven't smoked a decent cigar in a long time, and they have almost a ton of them.
Cigars?
If we manage to get a truck full of the best cigars, we could make as much money as we would off a bank job.
What?
Oh my God, just bring me a truckload.
We have to get into the harbor, which has tighter restrictions this time after our stint there with Sergio Morello. We go steal a truck that will allow us to get into the harbor, and then we have to go load it up with the crates full of the cigars. After a visit to Vincenzo's and a car from Ralphie, I go to steal the truck that we need. Paulie leads us to a good spot for the after meetup after we get all the goods and stuff. We get to the spot that he shows us. He wants to speak to us about something, and he proposes this idea that he does not want to get back to Salieri.
Well, I got this idea. I might need you to do a little job with me.
Oh, yeah? What's the deal?
Well, it's a big deal, actually. I can't manage it alone, and you're my good buddies. We know each other, you know?
And Salieri? You know about this?
Nah, he doesn't, and he doesn't need to know. He's already got enough money.
So, what's it all about?
He has a big idea about hitting a small, quote-unquote, unsecured bank. Paulie wants our help, but Tommy thinks it's a bad idea, and Sam says to count him out because the family is really important to him. Paulie then agrees that it was a dumb idea, and we head near the harbor. We follow the truck we need to back to the warehouse, where we then clear it out, and we have to steal the documents of the truck driver and steal the truck. This took me a while though, because the driver glitched out the first time around and would not get out of the truck. So after closing the app and after a few tries and restarting the game and mission, I had the bright idea of just removing the driver from the truck before he even got to the warehouse. So boom, we get to him, pull him out, beat him up a little, and then take the truck to the harbor. We then get to the cigars, start loading some of the crates up when these freaking narc comes out of nowhere, questions us for some goddamn reason. The game
Where are you
glitching.
taking that? No one's allowed to even touch those crates. I thought you were acting a bit fishy. Guard!
We then take care of everyone shooting at us. We load the truck back up and then head to the agreed meeting spot with Paulie and Sam. Sam separates from the group and goes pick up Salieri, while me and Paulie take the truck to the warehouse we used earlier for the crates of alcohol. When we arrive, it then shows a cutscene of Paulie and I going around the back of the truck to go look at the goods.
Perfect, we did it!
Good. Now we can finally see what's inside these crates.
Good idea. Hope it didn't get damaged on the way. A few of them fell off. The cigars are smashed up. Well, it ain't so bad. This one's just bent, so we'll straighten it out. Hey, Box, what do you got inside? Christ! Tom, you ain't gonna believe this!
What is it? What's inside those boxes? Damn, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
After we realize that the cigars aren't the only thing in the box, and that there was in fact diamonds in the box, which all adds up in Tommy's head because this is worth the risk, not no damn cigars, we put them back as to not cause suspicion. Tommy decides to test if Salieri knows about them or not, which then Salieri gives a not so sure answer, which is definitely suspicious and raised alarms, so we think he definitely knows. After this, Tommy tells Paulie he will stop by about that little deal he mentioned, this being the bank job Paulie mentioned earlier in this mission. Chapter 19, the second to last chapter. It's called Moonlighting, and we started off with a cutscene about Tommy and Paulie speaking about the bank heist, now that they know that Salieri is just using them to the fullest extent. Tommy wants to scope the bank out before committing to anything though, so that is exactly what we go do. So we have to follow Paulie from his apartment, and this guy wants to walk and take the elevated railway trains to the bank instead of driving. So we follow Paulie, we get on some trains, Paulie speaks to us as we traverse on the railway and head towards the bank.
So how's everything going?
Aside from the last few jobs, pretty boring. Of course, my kid keeps things interesting.
You know, I actually envy you. You gotta find a dame and start making babies. When I look at my life, I don't seem to be doing much. Hang out, go to parties. I'm getting pretty bored with it. Problem is, I don't know how to do anything else.
I think most people would like to change.
I'm not sure why, but Paulie was walking with one hand in his left pocket, and it looked dumb as a bitch considering I'm pretty sure they keep their guns in their blazers. Regardless of that, we walk in and whisper and speak about the plan right in the goddamn lobby.
Those two guards will probably just give up. If they want to play heroes, liquidate them. As soon as they're out of the way, we gotta get the keys to the safe.
What's that supposed to mean?
Find out where they
That's
are.
it. I'm through with this bank.
I think they'll talk up for guns at their heads. You go through that door, behind the counter, after you get the key. The door leads to a corridor. On the right is a staircase down to the safe, and upstairs to the office. If you have the keys, go straight to the safe. Otherwise, you have to get them somewhere upstairs.
Why are we talking about this right in the middle of the fucking bank?
You'll have to deal with them alone while they keep everything in check upstairs. Downstairs, there's a large safe which you got on lock. And you just gotta get the dough and get out. That's everything.
Okay.
Let's go. You better get out of here.
Not the best idea, but I guess whatever works for Paulie, the mastermind, you know what I mean? He lays out the whole plan, and then we walk out. We don't go to our usual people for our weapon and car because we are trying to not let this get back to Salieri. We go to a place named Yellow Peach Shop in Hoboken to get some weapons. We pick up Paulie afterwards. We head towards the bank, where we then proceed to stick up the bank. I take care of the guards while Paulie watches over the people in the bank. So apparently we need a key from the manager who is upstairs in the office. We have to take a bit of a detour now, but we get to where we need to be. We get the keys. We don't kill the manager. Then we head to the safe to steal the money. Now that we have the manager key and the original key Paulie thought was only a single, we have full access to the safe area. We get a cutscene of Tommy opening the safe after taking care of a few more guards. That's a big ass key, boy. Those some big ass keys. It's two of them.
Wow.
Stop screaming! Stop right now! Nobody move!
She's not even screaming. She's just crying. I go in, take what I can, put in the bag single-handedly while Paulie stays upstairs. We head back upstairs where we run out the bank, get in the car, and now have to evade the police and reach the Palermo Club in Hoboken. We lose the police. We get to our destination where Paulie and I praise the job well done we did and how we will discuss what to do with the money tomorrow.
We're loaded, Tom. We did it. It worked.
Sure looks like it. So what now?
We'll change our clothes so they won't pick us up on the street. Put the dough in the briefcase.
We should have put masks
Don't say a
on.
word to anyone. Sleep on it. Stop by tomorrow and think about what we're gonna do with the dough. I'll take it with me so Sarah won't find it. You know?
Just don't run off with it.
Sure. I'll take off to Hawaii.
Don't try it. I'd find you and stuff that metal-plated briefcase down your throat.
This is the very last mission before a very quick and short epilogue. This one is called The Death of Art, and it is the 20th mission of the game. So the very next day, Tommy heads up to Paulie's apartment as they discuss, but Paulie's door was already open. He walked in and Paulie was laying on the ground dead. Tommy begins to panic, the money is gone, and then at the very moment he receives a call from Paulie's home phone. He is hesitant to pick it up, but he does pick it up, and it's Sam.
Oh man, you about to find out.
Paulie?
Sam? It's Tom. Paulie's dead.
Christ, I knew it. Tom, you're in deep shit. I wanted to warn Paulie. Salieri found out about the bank and decided he wasn't going to tolerate it. I didn't make it in time.
How the fuck did he
Tom,
find out?
You gotta disappear fast.
Sam, I didn't know it would be such a big deal.
But after Tommy brings up his family and what he should do about them, Sam actually says he will help us. He tells us to meet him at the City Art Gallery, but before we go there, we head to Yellow Pete's to replenish some weapons, just in case. Can't go to a mission without any sort of weapons. That's a recipe for disaster. We make it to the gallery when we are ambushed and confronted by Sam. It seems he did betray us after all, of course, and decided to stick by Salieri's side.
Don't move, scumbag. Oh, shit.
Surprise! You weren't looking for that at Paulie's by chance.
Sam, what's going on? I thought we were meeting alone.
I knew it.
The situation's changed, Tom.
I knew Sam was a backstabbing
I had
prick.
to decide whose side I was on, and sorry, but it would be suicidal to stand on your side. I can live with murder, though.
So you killed Paulie?
Sam caused Paulie's death, even if it wasn't directly, even though the way he says it leaves that information kind of vague. But yeah, he basically killed Paulie. They speak more about some of the specifics. Sam blamed me for the family's problems and brings up every time we did something to go against Salieri. So at this point, I'm thinking either Sam is the greatest undercover spy or a snitch with a superpower, because how the fuck did he find out about all that we did? Some of that stuff Paulie didn't even know about. But hey, the family always finds out. That's just how it is, I guess. We disagree some more with Sam, and then he walks away while giving me what he thinks is the final goodbye. Fuck no. We not letting that shit slide. So we do some Matrix shit in slow motion, shoot while rolling in the cover, where we then have to clear out all the enemies. We make our way through the art gallery looking for Sam, which then after making it all the way back to Sam with 1 HP, might I add, we get a cutscene, aka what I thought was a checkpoint. It was not.
Oh my god, I was
As
looking
I see
at...
it, the boys underestimated you, Tom. Well,
yeah, well, I'm
I
one
hope
shot.
they'll
Come
be
spit
luckier
on
this
me,
time.
I'll die.
Boys, be careful you don't break anything. There are lots of beautiful and valuable things in here.
They're not serious.
Had to go through the art gallery all over again, which blew chunks for real. After hours of trying to get back to the part of the mission to catch up to Sam again, but it was an extremely difficult gunfight. Sam is no regular NPC, and I literally had 1 HP, and finally actually had gotten the checkpoint I mentioned about. So I pushed forward, and after several hours of torture, because it is literally physically impossible to kill Sam without taking any damage, I had to throw in the towel. But no, I was not giving up on the game. We were so close to the end, so what did I do? I used a cheat code, of course. The cheat code was just to refill my health back to 100. Nothing OD, it was like picking up a well-deserved health pack. I needed that shit. Like I said, Sam cannot be gunned down without taking some fire yourself. So now with my 100 HP, I did what I had to do and was finally able to take down Sam's goofy ass for betraying me and Paulie and staying loyal to a guy who uses all as pawns. We shoot Sam a bunch of times where he then limps away in a cutscene where we follow him with the gun drawn.
Ow! Changes to a pistol. Wasn't using a pistol. It's just kind of fucking funny. Bro, stop letting them ring around the rosy on your dumb ass. That's what got me killed last time. Fucking stupid.
Damn it! Hey, it's the same situation again, Tom. And once again, you can't decide.
Shoot him,
Damn.
bro. Why is he not... Shoot him!
This is when I get pissed off a little bit, because in this part of the cutscene, Sam gets the drop on Tommy, but messed it up. And Tommy, I shit you not, could have shot him right there, but he didn't. So we now chase Sam again, after he called us basically a scary bitch. And yeah, we catch back up to him. And bro is sure doing a lot of trying to get away from someone who has just been shot by a Tommy gun like 50 times, might I add. So we follow the blood trail where we then catch up to him for like the 5th time. And we shoot Sam one more time, where he then talks some shit.
You did it. But they'll get you all the same. Salieri will get you. He stood by you. You rat. You're dangerous, Tom. And Paulie is dead.
Because you killed him.
Never sure that you wouldn't forgive his death. Oh, you're gonna have to hide like an outcast. And one day they'll get you. All the same. Like Frank.
They found him?
You only lengthened his life. But in the end, they found him. All the same. And Frank was the Don's only real friend. Friendship ain't worth shit. Oh!
Damn, they found Frank. You know how long it took for that mission? Ah! I just want to yell, bro.
Where we then shoot him 3 more times on top of that, equaling probably more than 54 bullets, finally killing this worthless damn bastard, Sam. We cut back where we continue to speak with Detective Norman, confirming and wrapping up the final details. Tommy speaks about how he took his family and left the country, and how no matter where he goes, he will be a target. This being the main reason he is even speaking with the detective. He needs Salieri behind bars. He believes it will minimize the chances of revenge being taken against them. He wants protection and a new identity for him and his family after the trial. Norman agrees after some hesitance.
If we manage to pull it off, it'll be the biggest legal battle this country's ever seen.
This has been the biggest fucking battle of internal conflict in my life, this video.
I don't know
game.
if it's moral to help somebody like you, but I think the results will be worth it. I think we'll help you.
We get shown some more newspaper with the news after the trial that was not shown. Since Tommy wasn't so innocent, he had to do about 8 years in prison, moving around a lot from closed cell to closed cell, and with 0 visitors allowed. A few years pass. It is now 1951. Tommy has done his time and narrates one of the most remembered Mafia cutscenes to this day.
I didn't see Sarah or my little girl the entire time. In the end, it was worth it. Norman got us new identities and moved us to the other end of the U.S. I got work.
That ain't far enough. You had to go to like Australia or some shit, dog. You don't just stay in the U.S.
This peace was only interrupted by the war, but we got through it.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the war happened in 1930. It started in 1939, so like a year. Wait, is that him? No, they about to get revenge 20 fucking years later or some shit? Look at Tom, he's mad old. I already know what's about to happen.
Yes?
Mr. Salieri sends his regards.
Damn.
You know, the world isn't run by the laws written on paper. It's run by people. Some according to laws, others not. It depends on each individual how his world will be, how he makes it. And you also need a whole lot of luck, so that somebody else doesn't make your life hell. And it ain't as simple as they tell you in grade school. But it is good to have strong values and to maintain them in marriage, in crime, in war. Always and everywhere. I messed up. So did Paulie and Sam. We wanted a better life, but in the end, we were a lot worse off than most other people. You know, I think it's important to keep a balance in things. Yeah, balance. That's the right word. Because the guy who wants too much risks losing absolutely everything. Of course, the guy who wants too little from life might not get anything at all.
Hell of a game, man. Hell of a journey. Oh my god. I might be like the happiest motherfucker on the history of the planet right now. This game, man. Absolute stress. And I don't know if it's because I'm not used to PC. 22-year-old shitty game mechanics. Good story. But like, bro. And in the end, Buddy still got killed. Because when you live that life catches up with you at the fucking end of the day at any point in time regardless. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the original Mafia from 2002. An absolute classic story which many remember and is the first of several other much-loved Mafia games. This video was a classic retrospective on the video game Mafia done by yours truly, Retro, and I appreciate anybody who stuck here to the end. And if you would like and subscribe, I'd also greatly appreciate that. It's taken me hours and hours of very hard work. Thank you, and much more to come.